Hello, I'm Joanna Benfield and I'm a sex therapist and relationship counsellor. And I'm going to be talking today about the female orgasm. This is often a subject that is poorly understood. We have a lot of expectations on the female body. Many of us think we should be able to orgasm as and when we want to, and yet we struggle with it so much. I have many women come to see me who find it very difficult to have an orgasm by themselves, and even more who come to see me who, although they can orgasm by themselves, cannot orgasm when they're with their partner. And it's this particular category that I'd like to look at in this short film. So for many women, although when they're by themselves they know exactly how to touch themselves, they know exactly what they need to do in order to have an orgasm, when they're with their partner it's a very different matter. And there are a wide range of reasons for this. Firstly, we tend to be much more relaxed when we're by ourselves. We know exactly what we need to do, how we need to touch ourselves, and sometimes it's quite difficult to communicate this information to a partner, to help them to really understand what it is that we need in order to experience sexual pleasure. Secondly, any difficulties we have in the relationship tend to get in the way of us being able to experience an orgasm. We're very sensitive, very emotionally sensitive when it comes to sex. It's very hard for us to switch off from all the other things that are going on in our relationships and in our lives when we have sex. And so if we have particular stresses or particular anxieties that are affecting us outside the bedroom, we're likely to bring these into the bedroom with us, and they will get in the way of us having a good sexual experience. Any hang-ups that we have about our bodies or the way that we look can also get in the way. In fact, in order to be able to experience heightened sexual pleasure with a partner, what we really need to do is to be able to let go of all our anxieties and all our stress and just be in the moment. We need to be focusing on the pleasure that we're experiencing with our partner, rather than focusing on trying to have an orgasm. In fact, one of the worst things that you can do when you want to have an orgasm is to actually focus on it. If you can let go, if you can relax, if you can get lost in the moment, then you are going to be in a much better position to be able to have that experience. One of the questions that many women come to me with is they ask me what it would take for them to have a vaginal orgasm. So they tend to divide orgasms into two categories, vaginal and clitoral. And for most women, the clitoris is the most sexually sensitive part of their body. In fact, it's a little bit like the tip of the penis in terms of the fact that it has so many nerve endings in it that can give us pleasure. If we think about the vagina, we have nerve endings around the entrance, but actually the top 2/3 of the vagina don't have those nerve endings. And so in some ways it's not surprising that it's easier for most women to experience a clitoral rather than a vaginal orgasm. In the past, we sometimes thought of a vaginal orgasm as somehow being superior to a clitoral one. But today we know that there's no great difference in terms of the pleasure. And there's really no stigma attached to not being able to experience an orgasm through penetration. What's important is that you're able to show your partner how to stimulate your clitoris if that's what you need for orgasm to happen. And that way you can ensure that you can orgasm during penetration because you're getting the right kind of stimulation. A really helpful way of doing this is through something called the hand riding technique. And this involves you guiding your partner in showing him what actually gives you pleasure. So you would do this by putting your own hand on your body, perhaps on your clitoris, and your partner putting his hand on top. And you will move your hand, showing him how you stimulate yourself. And he'll follow with his hand. And as he learns what it takes to turn you on, the two of you can swap, and he can be the one leading the movements. But because your hand is there on top, you can help him, and you can guide him if you need a different amount of pressure or a different speed for the movements. And once you've got that done, then he can go ahead by himself. Always make sure that you make this a two-way process so that you get a chance to learn what really turns him on as well. If after watching this you still feel concerned about your own inability to experience orgasm with a partner, or perhaps inability to experience orgasm by yourself as well, then please do see a sex therapist. If you would like to come and see me for an initial consultation, you can find my details on my website, and you can either send me an email or call me to arrange that consultation. I see clients face-to-face in London and the south of France, and I also see clients worldwide via Skype. So please do get in touch if you have any concerns. Goodbye.